Welcome back to Celebrew, the place where we spill the latest celebrity tea. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. And if you're a returning fan, welcome back, because we've got some juicy stories coming your way today. Grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's dive into all the celebrity gossip you don't want to miss. Last year, the Jonas Brothers made a big move that left many of their fans fuming. They rescheduled their European tour dates, telling fans they had exciting projects coming up instead. The message seemed innocent enough until fans realized what it really meant. The brothers basically told their European fanbase, "Sorry, but we've got something better to do." And here's where the real issue began. Exciting projects aren't exactly a solid reason to disrupt travel plans. For hundreds, if not thousands, of dedicated fans, imagine the frustration of those who had already planned trips, booked flights, and spent money on accommodations, all for an event that was only months away. The brothers had announced that they were postponing the shows for what sounded like an opportunity that would come later. They promised that those who had purchased tickets would be able to use them for the new dates, but that didn't solve the problem for the fans who were left scrambling to get their money back. A lot of people vented their frustration online, sharing stories about how they just dropped big amounts of cash for this tour, only to have everything changed at the last minute. And it didn't help that the announcement was made just 1 month before the tour was supposed to start. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, and it's clear that the Jonas Brothers had underestimated how much their fans valued consistency and respect for their time and money. Fast forward to just a few weeks ago, and the Jonas Brothers dropped an announcement that left fans scratching their heads. They teased something called Jonas Con, a special one-day event set to celebrate their 20th anniversary. Now, for most bands, a 20th anniversary would be an exciting moment, the time to go all out and show love to the fans who've been with them through thick and thin. But the catch? They announced it barely a month in advance, right around Valentine's Day. Fans were left wondering, how do we plan for something like this with so little time? On top of the rush timeline, the announcement was incredibly vague. It felt like the event was a half-baked idea that the band just decided to throw together. No one knew what to expect, what kind of activities would be there, or whether the brothers were actually prepared to give their fans the experience they deserved. For anyone who has ever planned a trip, whether it's a concert, a festival, or a family vacation, it's clear that trying to book accommodations, flights, and time off work on such short notice isn't ideal. And the worst part? Most fans weren't even sure if they could even get tickets. With registration set to open but little details on what was going to be available, it created a cloud of uncertainty that loomed over everything. The Jonas Brothers had promised their fans a major celebration, but fans were skeptical. They needed answers, not just another vague teaser. As if the lack of details wasn't enough, things behind the scenes aren't exactly smooth sailing. Sources close to the event have revealed that Jonas Con was actually thrown together last minute. Despite the big announcement, things have not been progressing as smoothly as they had hoped. According to insiders, while the Jonas Brothers had expected a flood of sponsors to sign on for the event, the response from big brands has been underwhelming to say the least. So far, the event has only secured one sponsor, Fossil. Yep, you heard that right, one sponsor. That's a far cry from what you'd expect for an event that's supposed to be a celebration of the Jonas Brothers' 20-year career. This left fans wondering, why haven't more sponsors jumped on board? With a minimum of $100,000 required to secure a spot as a sponsor, it's clear that the Jonas Brothers weren't asking for pocket change. So what happened? The lack of major sponsors is raising red flags about the true scale of Jonas Con. Fans are asking, why did such a high-profile event struggle to land sponsors? Behind the scenes, it's becoming clear that the planning process wasn't as smooth as it should have been. If the Jonas Brothers were really ready to give their fans an unforgettable day, why was it so difficult to secure the support of big names? Companies? A source close to the event claimed that the Jonas Brothers team had anticipated an overwhelming response from brands. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The fact that one of the biggest sponsorships was tied to Nick Jonas's personal endorsement, Fossil, is not helping the event's credibility either. Naturally, with all the buzz and negative press surrounding the event, fans are starting to make comparisons, and not just any comparisons, disastrous ones. We've all heard the horror stories of Fire Festival and TanaCon, two events that promised the world but delivered nothing more than chaos. From luxury villas that didn't exist to disastrous, exclusive experiences that ended in nothing but empty promises, these events have left their marks in history as total failures. And now, fans are joking that Jonas Con might be headed down the same path. Fans are already asking, will this be the next Fire Festival? The rushed planning, the lack of sponsors, the vague announcements, it's hard not to see why fans are worried. A chaotic event with little prep is a recipe for disaster. In fact, some fans have even started referring to Jonas Con as Jonas Conspiracy, joking that the brothers will end up leaving their fans with nothing but a pile of broken promises and unfulfilled expectations. But let's be real, these comparisons are not doing the Jonas Brothers any favors. The last thing they need right now is a viral joke comparing them to a disaster festival. Fans are already on edge, and this kind of comparison only fuels the fire. Just when it seemed like the event might implode, the Jonas Brothers stepped in with some new details that were intended to calm the storm. In an attempt to recover from the backlash, they revealed some of the activities that would take place. At Jonas Con, they shared that there would be a slew of experiences, including a Jonas Brothers museum, mini golf, karaoke, and giveaways. Not to mention, there would be special guests like the All-American Rejects and even their own brother Frankie Jonas. And to make sure that fans didn't feel completely left in the dark, they even teased the possibility of live performances and DJ sets. But was this enough to redeem the event in the eyes of the fans? While some fans were cautiously optimistic, others remained doubtful. The problem wasn't necessarily with the activities themselves, it was with the timing of the announcement. Why did the brothers wait so long to reveal these exciting details? Why didn't they release this information when the event was first announced? Fans were frustrated with the confusion around the ticketing process, unsure of whether they'd even be able to get tickets to the event they had been hoping for. With registration now closed, some fans were left scrambling to find a way in. Meanwhile, others worried that the event would be so crowded that they wouldn't even get a chance to enjoy it. As we get closer to the event, the anticipation is building, but so are the questions. Fans are still waiting for clear answers. Will they be able to register for tickets? How will VIP access work? The Jonas Brothers haven't made it easy for their fans to know what to expect, and that's causing some serious concern. We're now just weeks away from the big day, but there are still plenty of unanswered questions. Will Jonas Con be a massive success? Will it live up to the hype? Or will it fizzle out like some of the other major event disasters we've seen in the past? Fans are hoping for the best, but bracing for the worst. After all, with everything that's happened leading up to this point, it's hard not to be skeptical. As the countdown to March 23rd continues, only time will tell whether Jonas Con will be the monumental celebration the Jonas Brothers promised, or whether it will go down as yet another failed event. The Jonas Brothers have a lot riding on this. And fans do too. So, what do you think? Will Jonas Con be an unforgettable celebration of 2 decades of success, or will it crash and burn in spectacular fashion? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We're dying to know if you're planning to attend or if you're waiting for the dust to settle before jumping on the Jonas Con bandwagon.